So when it all crashed in '08, it woke me up. And I said, whoa, how did you know all this was going to happen? Like, were you psychic or something, or prophet? And he said, no, you just don't watch TV. You look at what's on the internet and you research things, and you know, it's all really right there. You got to listen to these certain people. So I started listening to them. And being a computer geek that I am, I'm kind of a, what would be the word? A nerd. So I do get into things, and once I get obsessed with something, I kind of become super obsessed with it. So I became obsessed with it for a couple of years, and I started saving all these files, and I was going to build this whole thing so I can educate my friends. Then I started educating my friends, and I found out nobody wants to learn. Nobody wants to look at what's really going on. Nobody wants to hear it. Oh, I don't want to hear it. I can't hear it. It's like, okay, I'm the nut. So anyway, keep that in mind when I go through this with you. Let's see if I can do it this way. One of the things that says in the Bible is, for the people perish for lack of knowledge. I think we all can agree upon that. And knowledge is power. But knowledge is not power unless you put it into action. We all know how to lose weight, exercise, and eat right. But if we don't do it, we're not going to lose weight. So knowledge does nothing without taking action. In this presentation, I want to educate you and make you question what you believe to be true, and motivate you to find out and seek out the truth and become a seeker of the truth, and to prepare for what I think is coming, or whatever you think is coming, because you can't prepare for what I think is coming. That'll freak you out. In Matthew 7, Jesus said, ask and it shall be given to you, seek and ye shall find, knock and the door shall be opened. It's pretty much what I said a few minutes ago. If you don't look, you're not going to find the information that I'm going to give you. Okay? Also, Benjamin Franklin said, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. You can't convince anybody that this is happening if they don't want to hear it. You can give them your opinion, you can give them, all the facts. I won't even go to that story. I have friends I've showed videos of things that are happening, and they still deny it. And I'm gonna play a lot of videos tonight, because I'm from the belief that you have to see it to move it. There are 4 kinds of knowing. I was a life coach, or I should say I was training to be a life coach for 4 years back in my other life in California. And I learned that there's different kinds of knowing. There's things that you know what you know. So you all know your name, you know your phone number, you know your address, you know your husband's name, hopefully, stuff like that. So you know what you know. There are things that you know that you don't know. Like, I don't know how to do brain surgery, I don't know how to fly a plane, I don't know how to do several things, but I know that I don't know how to do that. If you asked me to operate on your brain, I wouldn't do it. Well, maybe somebody anyway. You don't know what you don't know. There are things that you don't even know exist. There could be a technology out there that can solve a problem that you may have, but you don't know about it, so you can't do anything about it, because you didn't even know it existed. So that's, you don't know what you don't know. Then the 4th kind of knowing is, you think you know, but you don't know. Okay, and that to me is the most dangerous, when you think you know what's going on, but you really don't know. So keep that in mind when we're going through this. I have this example here that I learned in coaching. You can't move it unless you can see it. You can't see it if you don't look for it. And if you don't know it's there, you can't do anything or won't do anything about it. And the example I gave in class was, there may be a mouse in your house. And if I said, Stan, there's a mouse in your house, and I'm from here and I've never been to his house, he wouldn't believe me. How would I know? Well, maybe his wife told me to tell him, right? But he doesn't know that. He wouldn't believe me. If he walked through the house, didn't see a mouse, he wouldn't get a mouse trap, he wouldn't get the bait, he wouldn't bait the mouse, right? He would take no action because he doesn't believe there's a mouse. Then if you saw a couple mouse droppings, you might do something, but still you could say, well, maybe that's just dirt, maybe that's, the cat's food or whatever it is on the ground. But until you see the mouse in your house, or you see the nest of the mouse, or you see all the food that he ate, you don't go out and buy the mouse trap and the bait and put it in your house. It's the same thing I think is true when it comes to knowledge and the New World Order stuff. If you don't see it, you don't look for it, and you don't think it's there, you're not going to take any action. And the action might be joining a tea party. So I'm kind of preaching to the choir, but I know that everybody is in a different place in our knowledge base. I've talked to many of you in here. Some of you think I'm a kook, I know that, but I am. My father always taught me, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, you teach a man to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. So we all know that we got to learn on our own. And like I said about losing weight, you got to be motivated to learn. So my hope is in this speech today that I'm going to motivate you guys to check out what I'm saying. Don't believe me. Don't trust me. You don't know me really. Maybe one or two of you in the room know me, but still, you don't know what I know, and you need to do your own homework. One thing that I have found in technology, because I am a computer geek, is the iPhone. I used to read books, all the time, but you have to sit down, and you can't drive and read a book. You can't clean the house and read a book. You can't make breakfast or dinner and read a book at the same time. At least I can't. But with an iPhone or technology, I can listen to the news. I can listen to things on the internet. I can watch YouTube on my phone as I'm driving, as I'm working, as I'm cleaning the house, which I rarely do, or making breakfast or dinner or lunch. So keep that in mind. If you own an iPhone or a device like that, utilize it as a tool. One more thing, and then we'll get into it. When I was doing coaching, I learned that there were 5 steps of grief. If somebody, like I got a phone call in the middle of the night and you said your best friend just got in a car accident, your first thing that's going to come out of your mouth is probably, no way, I don't believe it. You don't want to believe the horrible thing, so you go into denial. That's the first step of grieving, is no, it's not happening. Once you get past denial, you'll go into anger. You might be upset about it. You might be angry and throwing things. Why me? Why did this happen to me? The next step, you bargain with God. God, if you heal this person or do this, I'll be a good guy and go back to church or something. After that, you go into depression, and then finally, step 5 in grief recovery, you get into acceptance. You accept things for the way they are, and you can move on with your life. For awakening, I threw in a 6th step. It's called preparation. After you realize what's going on in the world, I think you need to prepare for what's coming in the world. Because if you're not prepared, you're going to be caught with your pants down, literally. Well, maybe not literally. Next. Okay, so first of all, how many of you in here believe that there is a New World Order conspiracy? Okay, it's real. That it's real. Only like a 10th of you? Wow, my job's cut out for me tonight. So the question is, if it's not real and it does not exist, then we're wasting our time here tonight. We're talking about the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. It doesn't exist. It's just a figment of our imagination, right? It's a conspiracy theory, which means it holds no water. But if it is real, we got to look at what are we going to do about it? What can we do about it? When you look up New World Order in Google, it comes up as a conspiracy theory. This is Wikipedia, which, by the way, I don't particularly trust, but listen to what they have to say. This article is about to use the term New World Order in conspiracy theory. For the uses of the New World Order in conspiracy theory, the term New World Order and NWO refers to emergence of totalitarian and world government. So basically, it's a one world government theory. The common theme in conspiracy theories in the New World Order is that there's a secretive power elite and a globalist agenda that is conspiring to eventually rule the world through an authoritarian world government, which replaces sovereign nation states, which basically they want to bring down the sovereignty of America and join us with other countries. So there'll be no borders between us and Mexico, us and Canada. They want a one world government. So, and of course, they want to be in control. All-encompassing propaganda and ideologies to establish that the culmination of history's progress, significant occurrences in politics and finance are speculated to be orchestrated by an unduly influential cabal operating through many front organizations. Numerous history and current events also seen as steps in the ongoing plot to achieve world domination through secret political gatherings and decision-making procedures. Basically, things like the UN is New World Order. The CFR, Council on Foreign Relations, is New World Order, and we'll get into some of those here in a minute. And primarily, what they're saying here is the people who believe in the New World Order theory are primarily militantly anti-government, right-wing, secondary fundamental Christians.
Terrorists.
We're the terrorists, right? Exactly. And we have observed the right-wing populist conspiracy theories about the New World Order. So basically they're saying it's a right-wing thing. Conservative right-wing people believe in conspiracy theories, which I fall into. I'm not going to read all this other stuff, but basically it's saying it's totalitarian, it's authoritarian, it's a one-world government. It's controlled by the black nobility in Europe and the British Crown. which at the top of the pyramid of the New World Order, they're the people who are in charge. Those people are like the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Queen of England, those people who are making the real decisions and have planned this hundreds of years ago. They've been working on the New World Order for hundreds of years, and they're pretty darn smart. They control all the big banks. As Matt was talking about the Federal Reserve last month, that's the New World Order. That is the banking cabal that owns the Federal Reserve. Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan, J.P. Morgan, Rothschilds, and who else? Chase Manhattan, all those. Yeah, that's all part of the banking cabal that's in control of America now. Because think of it, if you could print all the money in the world that you need, you can buy off anybody. Everybody has a price, I believe. Maybe some don't. Some of the groups, if you hear anything coming from the Illuminati, the Committee of 300, Club of Rome, Agenda 21, which I think we covered 2 months ago here in the Tea Party, the Federal Reserve, Goldman Sachs, Bilderberg, Council on Foreign Relations, which I'll show you some videos of Cheney and, Hillary Clinton at the Council on Foreign Relations. So they are told what to do by the Council on Foreign Relations, which is not elected by anybody in our government. The United Nations, as we all know, they're trying to pass those gun laws right now and ban our guns. That's not our government. They're telling us what to do. It's the New World Order. Some of the people in the New World Order are David Rockefeller, Henry Kissinger, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, George Bush, Fidel Castro, Richard Nixon, Governor Nelson Rockefeller, George Soros, Walter Cronkite, and Gary Hart. So anything coming out of those people's mouths is probably propaganda. Okay, we already did that one. Okay, I'm going to play a video for you now from President Kennedy. I've got a few videos here. What I did is I captured these videos off the internet. So some of the sound is not so great. The quality is not the greatest. I have a slow internet connection out in the country, so I got to put it down to the low resolution. And I edited a lot of these because I was, told we had to keep it in an hour. And when I created this, it was 2 hours long. So I had to go back and start chopping things out. And you may see that in some of the videos. But this is President John F. Kennedy back in 1960.
The very word secrecy is repugnant
62 when he said
in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no secret is revealed. That is why the Athenian lawmaker Solon decreed it a crime for any citizen to shrink from controversy. I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people, confident that with your help, man will be what he was born to be, free and independent.